Hey, good evening, USA, Canada, International, Long Island, aka Strong Island, plus the five spots of Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, Queens, including also Canada as well. This is your man, G Money Stacks, aka the Gregonator, YouTuber, host with the most misunderstood lonely nomad, unstoppable independent podcaster, and of course, Queens, New York native, repping Laurelton, Queens, New York. And yes, you are rocking with the 269th episode with me of Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York Avenue podcast. I know I've been delaying this episode. I do apologize for delaying the future episodes and stuff. I need to work on myself, which I'm not really going to get into deep in here. So I'm hoping that everybody's okay from the recent yellow sky from Quebec, Canada. What happened was there was a yellow sky last week that I seen in terms of the wildfire, which I'll probably go into details probably in a future episode. But I'm hoping everybody's okay from the air quality and everything else in between. So I'm just gonna save that as a future topic for a future episode. All right. I hope y'all had a nice weekend, along with everything else in between. And of course, let's get into the chase of how I'm feeling mentally, physically, and spiritually, shall we? All right, let's get into it right here, right now. Let's cut to the chase. Yes, and as far as how I'm feeling mentally, physically, and spiritually, yes, I've been going through a lot. Um, I've been going through a lot actually. It's it's pretty dramatic and stuff. Mentally, it's been crazy. Physically and spiritually, I am doing all right. And speaking of mental health check-in, we have a particular mental health topic to get into right here, and this is called the alien hand syndrome. Let me fill you in on what that is. All right. So, an alien hand syndrome, short for AHS, is a rare medical condition that was first described in 1908. People with this syndrome lose control of one of their hands. Oh boy. Okay, that sounds pretty scary though, man. That sounds pretty scary. Okay, so let me let me keep going on here. Um, their minds can no longer give the alien hand directions, but it continues to move and perform activities seemingly with a will of its own. These motions are often completely unnecessary or inappropriate at the time and can be terrifying to experience. Okay, so versions of alien hand syndrome. Alien hand syndrome is essentially the same thing as alien limb syndrome, whatever that is. Um, the broader name reflects the fact that a similar condition can happen to your legs too. So far, people have only had one limb affected at a time. Damn! There are three main categories of alien hand syndrome based on the part of your brain that's causing the condition. Hold that thought. Okay, this includes the frontal lobe version. This is the only version reported that affects your right hand. Colossal version. This involves the corpus callosum area of your brain. Posterior version. This involves your parietal lobe. Hold on. Let me see who's here. Oh, shout out to Toxic Coco. What's up with you? What's going on? How you feeling? Yeah, I see you. Um, okay. How you feeling? How was your weekend and everything? All right, so let's get into some more stuff. Alien hand syndrome causes. Um, so hold on. There isn't one universal cause for alien hand syndrome, but it's always caused by some kind of damage to your brain in a way that disrupts your movement and control. Yes, that's the mental health topic that I'm doing right now, though. Um, Toxic Coco, shouts to you for reviewing this. It's crazy. But there's more to the story. So, all right. So there isn't one universal cause for alien hand syndrome, but it's always caused by some kind of damage to your brain in a way that disrupts your movement and control. Usually, when someone chooses to start moving their arm, they activate multiple extensive neural networks within their brain. In people with AHS, the areas of activation are more isolated. More research is currently needed on the syndrome and the brain itself in order to fully explain this condition on a neurological level. Um, on a broader level, causes of brain damage that can lead to AHS include um, brain tumors, strokes, aneurysms, brain damage from an injury, a side effect of brain surgery, Perry Romberg syndrome, woof, um, Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, atypical Parkinson's variants like corti corticobasal syndrome, various other neurodegenerative diseases. Wow. Hold on, let's see. All right. Keep in mind that this is a very rare side effect of most of these conditions. For example, it's highly unlikely that you'll develop AHS if you have a stroke. But for some specific conditions, the rate can be surprisingly high. Data indicates that it appears in 30% of people with the Parkinson's variant corticobasal syndrome. It also occurs in 4% of people with Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease. In some cases, the condition is idiopathic, meaning that the exact cause remains unknown. Oof. Who gets alien hand syndrome? Anyone can get this syndrome. All it requires is a certain brain injury. Oof, that's scary. This means that the more at risk that you are for certain brain injuries like a stroke, the more likely it is that you'll develop AHS. Many of the cases are in people over 60 years old, but one case has even been reported in a 13-year-old girl. How is alien hand syndrome diagnosed, you ask? Well, because of its rarity, there are only a few handfuls of reported cases in the scientific literature. Some doctors may not be familiar with this condition. When you see a doctor, try to remember the exact actions that your hand has been doing and how it's made you feel. These details will help rule out um, motor based dysfunction. Your doctor will also need to know your full health history, including all of your medications and the doses you've taken lately. The next step is to look at your brain to try to figure out the underlying cause. Your doctor may order any combination of the following imaging procedures: magnetic um, resonance imaging, diffusion tensor magnetic resonance imaging, a more specialized technique that can map water in the white matter of your brain, a computed tomography. Yeah, tomography scan. Yes. Alien hand syndrome symptoms. Okay, so AHS has both physical and psychological effects. In some cases, people have completely disassociated from their hand and no longer recognize it as their own. Can be incredibly disturbing. The exact symptoms of your AHS will depend on which version you've developed. But keep in mind, there can be a substantial overlap between the versions. Interestingly, no one has ever reported any pain from the condition. The symptoms generally attributed to the frontal lobe version include involuntary groping, mostly of other parts of your body and your clothes. Involuntary grasping. This can be of any object. Difficulty releasing objects. Hmm. The symptoms are the symptoms that are common in the posterior version includes levitation, where your arm starts rising into the air for no reason, less purposeful movement, like simply waving about. Psychological struggles. This is the version that most commonly causes people to stop recognizing their hand as their own. The colossal variety is characterized by one main symptom: conflict during two-handed tasks. For example, you may be internationally buttoning your shirt with your right hand as your alien left immediately undoes your work. Once the condition begins, it can last anywhere from 30 minutes, the shortest reported case, to the rest of your life. Wow. Alien hand syndrome treatment. Of course, there is no treatment for alien hand syndrome. All techniques to manage it are mostly anec- anecdotal. The techniques that people have tried have attempted to address both the physical and psychological complications caused by AHS. These include yes, cognitive behavioral therapy. This can help people come to terms with the emotional realities of their condition. It helps them to think about their alien hand in new ways, distracting their hand. Some people have found it helpful to occupy the alien hand with simple and non embarrassing tasks to keep it distracted. This can be as easy as having your out of control hand hold a magazine as you go about your day. Um, there is visual spatial coaching techniques. This strategy attempts to help with your perception of the alien limb in relation to the rest of your body, hopefully well enough for you to regain some control. Um, Clonaz Pam. There's one reported case where a 13-year-old girl whose right arm was affected by AHS took clonaz, clona, wait, hold on. Yeah, clonazepam in an attempt to treat her symptoms. It led to a 70% reduction in her symptoms after 2 days. Unfortunately, the drug did not agree with her, so they had to try another technique. Um, Batuli, botulinum, botulinum toxin injections. Um, the same 13-year-old girl was injected with botulinum toxin in a few areas up and down affected her affected arm. This showed an 80% reduction in her symptoms. This syndrome is so rare that people are still trying to figure out the best way to handle it. If you have this condition, your input is crucial to helping your medical team figure out strategies for your specific symptoms. It doesn't hurt to be creative. In one case, a man was distressed because his hand kept grabbing his body while he slept. He was able to sleep soundly again simply by wearing an oven mitt to bed. What? An oven mitt? Oh wow. Um very, 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 very rare. First time I'm hearing this. Okay, so other people feel most comfortable sitting on their alien hand whenever they are in public. This way, they don't need to constantly monitor it for inappropriate activities. Your doctor will also need to treat any of the underlying causes they found. The exact treatment will depend on the cause. A brain tumor, for example, could require surgery. Okay, when you see a doctor, um went to see a doctor because this condition is so bizarre, even terrifying to experience. You'll likely want to seek medical attention as soon as it starts. This is exactly what you should do. In all likelihood, your AHS is caused by a much more serious underlying medical condition. Not all people with AHS can be helped with immediate medical attention. But in some cases, this step could save your life. Let's see. Um, yeah, so there. That is your mental health topic of alien hand syndrome. Now we go to um now we go to our now we go to our Omni update in regards to the machines for the future, which probably is not going to happen right away. So let's get into it. And New York, our New York mass transit files right here. So here it is. Hmm. Okay, Omni machines. Um, So, this is from the website amny.com. The Metropolitan Transportation Authority plans to roll out brand new OMNY vending machines throughout the subway system this summer, but the agency's planned phase out of the Metrocard is now delayed indefinitely with one no, excuse me, with the contactless payment project still years away from completion. The Omni card machine looks a bit like the Metrocard machines UB ubiquitous at the city's 472 subway stations and has similar functionalities. It dispenses or refills an Omni card of a similar thickness to a credit card compared to the flimsier Metrocard in exchange for a cash or card payment. But the MTA has been rolling out Omni since 2019, and the payment system is already used for about 40% of trips on subways and buses, with high rates of adoption on subways, said MTA construction chief Jamie Torres Springer at the MTA board's capital program committee on Monday. Omni machines will be present in every station, but unlike MetroCards, Omni doesn't need to be filled at a machine, as users can also just use debit cards or digital wallets on their phones. Tapping on Tapping an Omni card will be another option for getting into the transit system. As for the fate of the 30-year-old MetroCard, the MTA most recently intended to phase it out by April 2024, but on Monday, agency brass announced the yellow and blue trooper will remain in service until further notice. That's because Omni, despite having rolled out to every subway station and bus, is still not fully implemented throughout the city's transit system, including those parts run by agencies other than the MTA. We're not setting a drop dead date for pulling back on MetroCard, said MTA Chair General Lever at the Monday meeting. We're going to continue to work with every aspect of New York's transit ridership to make sure it's accepted, it becomes standard, and people get it, and they ha- they have full information. We're not going to pull the plug on MetroCard at any date that we've set at this time. Hold on, let's see. I am Ducey. Thank you for viewing this. So, Omni will finally arrive on the JFK Air train in the third quarter of 2023 after the MTA at long last resolved dicey issues with the Port Authority that Torres Springer described as intergovernmental in nature, quickly appending the statement to include technology and software stuff as well. That will finally end the requirement for subway riders transferring to the air train to buy a MetroCard with a $1 service fee solely to pay the massive 8,025 cents fare to get on the airport people mover. Hmm. Very interesting. Okay. Okay. Omni will come to the Roosevelt Island tramway at the same time after similar disputes were resolved. But there's still plenty of work to do to finish the Omni project, and the Metrocard will remain until everything is in working order. Torres Springer said that work will be substantially completed by the end of 2025, which is 2 years from now. Over 2 years after the original July 2023 completion date, the cost of implementation has also ballooned by 20% above its original forecast, now projected to reach $772 million. That's $772 million. It's great that Omni is available to so many riders and is being adopted. But I would say the completion of the project is at something of a crossroads, said Torres Springer. The budget and schedule are uncertain as we move to fully transition to Omni across the whole MTA portfolio. Some issues have arisen from the sheer length of planning for the transition. The MTA has been planning the transition to Omni for over a decade. And since that time, methods for contactless payments have changed considerably. With digital wallets becoming the prominent method of paying for Omni, the agency says, somewhat ironically, that the quick pace of technological progress is happening Omni's rollout as developers are constantly facing pressure to integrate newfangled functionality. But an even bigger problem may be on the Long Island Railroad and Metro North, where integration of Omni has taken longer than anyone would have liked, said Torres Springer. Lieber said that the issue on the two railroads is one of scope. In other words, the MTA is unsure just how much to integrate Omni into its commuter railroads. What do we want this Omni thing to do for the railroads in an environment where we have a very successful ticketing application that the riders are using? And when we're not using Omni at this time for gating or anything like that in the railroad environment, Lieber asked at the board meeting. Unlike subways and buses, where riders pay with a swap or tap on the LARR, and Metro North tickets are still collected and processed by humans who traverse the length of trains, punching holes in physical tickets and scanning digital ones bought on the train time app. Those employees who number multiple per train and have union representation could potentially find their jobs made obsolete if tap to pay and fare gates were implemented at railroad stations. The agency, for the first time, is undertaking a holistic review of ways Omni could be integrated into the LIRR and Metro North. with the hopes of facilitating efficient, fair collection, said Torres Springer. Also of concern is that the main contractor on the project, Cubic, which also developed the Metrocard, has not provided sufficient resources to manage Omni operations, and in tandem, the MTA has not adequately staffed the project, Torres Springer said. The result is that holders of student Metrocards and fares benefits still cannot use Omni, nor can those who use Access a Ride, though the agency has a tap to pay pilot on paratransit teed up for the summer. Torres Springer said the entire project is being brought under the fold of the MTA's construction arm, which he leads, and that a fully retooled project schedule will be released in June. Of course, for now, the MetroCard lives on. We're already in June right now, so let's see. And this is crazy, man. Anyway, let's get to all right, let's get to our next let's get into our next segment right here. This is pertaining to the wild, crazy, fun topics of 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 this week. Okay, so let's get into this right here. Let's see. Um, let me see. Let me see. Let me see. So, Frank Ocean cancels. Ooh, poor Frank Ocean, man. Let's get into Frank Ocean. Okay, and this is from Insider. Yes, forgot to do. Hold on a second. Yes, Frank Ocean. Bad news for Frank Ocean. Yeah, bad news for Frank Ocean. Frank Ocean has canceled his second performance at Coachella, which was originally slated for next Sunday. Ocean headlined the music festival on Sunday, marking his first live show since 2017. The unconventional set left many fans disappointed, especially after it was cut short due to Coachella's midnight curfew. Ocean had arrived nearly an hour later to the stage than he was scheduled. According to a representative for the blonde singer, Ocean decided to drop out of the lineup for Weekend 2 due to an injury. The representative confirmed to Insider that Ocean suffered two fractures and a sprain in his left leg, causing a doctor to encourage his Coachella set to be scaled back or scrapped. Wow. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty that's terrible, man. Oh, no! Yeah, that part too, man. That part, oh man. Wow. Wow. Okay, yeah, that's to really hurt the fans. But you gotta understand if a person has an injury and they're not able to do this, you can't fault them for that. You know what I'm saying? You really can't fault them for that. Anyway, the rep also said he was unable to perform the intended show last Sunday, but was still intent on performing and in 72 hours, and the show was reworked out of necessity. It was chaotic. There is some beauty in chaos. It isn't what I intended to show, but I enjoy being out there. And I'll see you soon, Ocean said in a statement provided. He also called the performance fucking chaotic while on stage. However, despite backlash, online streams for Ocean's music have increased since Coachella. Um, Billboard reports. Ocean last released music in 2022 when he dropped the standalone singles "Dear April" um and "Cayendo." He hasn't released an album since Blonde in 2016. Wow. Okay, let's hope he gets better though, man. You know what I mean? Let's hope he gets better. Um all right. So okay. Okay, moving on to Tyra Banks. Hang on a second. Yes, Tyra Banks. Um she basically okay, so Tyra Banks is hanging up her ballroom outfits and slipping into serious business attire. She's calling it quits at Dancing with the Stars to pursue her passion as an entrepreneur. We got the supermodels Thursday on our way out of Whole Foods in Santa Monica when she dropped the bombshell about ending her time at Dancing with the Stars, the show she's hosted since 2020. Um, TB recently launched her Smize and Dream ice cream internationally, but now she's focused on bringing it to the US soon. She says her soul are in business and has some proof in her shopping cart. She showed us the goods she just bought to do some taste testing for future ice cream flavors. Like the woman says, she's dead serious about research and development. Yeah. And of course, Tyra's been a fixture of on TV for years, and yeah, fixture on TV for years, from America's Next Top Model to the Tyra Banks Show and more. She says she'll work on TV in the future, but it'll be more on the side of producing, not hosting. And of course, congratulations to Tyra Banks on her ice cream business. Let's hold on. Hold on. Let's make some noise for Tyra Banks, man, for getting into the ice cream business. This is got. I'm really curious to see what type of flavors of ice cream that she's going to be experimenting. So let's make some noise for Tyra Banks. Okay, okay. Up next on the agenda, we have. Oh man, speaking of ice cream, I need to get into this right here. I need to get into this right here, and of course, obviously, the name of the episode. Hold on a second. Obviously, this involves what is it? Chicken and waffles, I believe. Yes, that's what it sounds like to me. But um, as soon as I get the name, hold on a second, folks. Okay, so little that I didn't even know about. Little that I didn't even know about this combo of ice cream with waffles. So this episode is titled "You Can't Be Serious: Waffles with Ice Cream," and and yes, this is pertaining to Baskin Robbins. I don't know, but anyway, man. And this came out. This this story came out like maybe 3 months ago, actually, if you will. And this is from fastfoodpost.com. Baskin Robbins is entering the fried chicken wars with the launch of its new chicken and waffles ice cream as the flavor of the month for March 2023, excuse me. Inspired by the fan favorite brunch duo Chicken and Waffles, the March flavor of the month features buttermilk waffle flavored ice cream served atop crispy chicken and flavor and waffle flavored bites that are drizzled in a bourbon maple syrup flavored swirl. um the decadent creation, which is described as being sweet, savory, creamy, and crunchy, has been carefully crafted to mimic the taste of fried chicken without without actually including real chicken as part of the recipe. In honor of the new flavor, Baskin Robbins will be hosting a bottomless branch in New York, which already happened already in New York City. Um, During the bottomless brunch, the ice cream chain will offer free unlimited scoops to its new flavor of the month in a limited edition chicken and waffles, which is crazy. And of course, the location for Baskin Robbins is located at 1225 First Day Avenue, New York, while supplies last. And of course, yes. So this nutritional facts for chicken and waffles ice cream. Nutritional nutrition facts includes 180 calories, 9 grams of fat, 6 grams of saturated fat, 120 milligrams of sodium, 22 grams of carbs, 18 grams of sugar, 3 grams of protein. Yum. That shit sounds delicious, man. That shit sounds pretty delicious though. Now I'm not sure if anybody would actually try this, but you know, it's pretty interesting that he actually did this, but you know, um I have to really say this is just kind of crazy and interesting too. But, you know, people would try anything to experiment stuff, you know what I'm saying? Let's see. Let me see. What else do we have on the agenda today? Let's see. Yes, J. Cole. Let's go to J. Cole for a sec. Let's go to J. Cole for a sec. Um, all right. So J. Cole has opened up about sometimes being jealous of those who lead a normal a normal life without fame and a strong desire to squeeze the most out of their existence. The Dreamville boss sat down with Golden State Warriors GM Bob Myers earlier this week for an all-encompassing interview for the latest installment of his Lead by Example podcast. Oh shit. Wow. I did not know he had a podcast. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I can check it out on streaming platforms and wherever you get your podcast. That's interesting right there, man. Wow. Um I'm envious of people who don't have strong desire or strong vision and don't have something he began. They have a peaceful life and an enjoyable life, and it's like I go to work. I like my job. I like my salary. I'm not stupid rich, but I love my family. I come home, life is amazing, and they live their life like that, and I think that is just as valid. End quote. He continues on to say, "We live in a society and a culture that pushes like a hustle culture to work hard, like boom, boom, boom. I think people could feel guilty and insufficient for not having some great dream to dream. I'm like, no, it's a blessing to be satisfied, to be at peace, to be content with life." Hmm. Um, the 45 minute sit down with 45 minute sit down. Here's J. Cole touch on a multitude of topics, including smoking cigarettes at 6 years old, hoop dreams, and his pillar of success, among other things. While he isn't ready to hang up his mic for good just yet, the North Carolina native has hinted at retirement being on his mind. Earlier this month, Cole joined BTS star J Hope for an assist on his On the Street track, where the 38-year-old opened the door to walking away from rhyming in the near future. Some days I wonder if I need to pick a different hobby. Deep with I'm deep in with this rapping. It's all a nigga know. I never didn't I never did nothing better. It's hard to let it go, but like a father watching his daughter walk down the altar with tears in his eyes, you gotta let her grow, he raps. I contemplate if I should wait to hand over the crown and stick around for a bit longer. I got a strange type of hunger. The more I eat, the more it gets stronger. Wow. That's pretty deep. That's pretty deep though, man. That's pretty deep though, man. I'm like, wait a minute, man. Are you serious? All right, lead by example. I didn't even know he had that podcast though. But anyway, y'all can check it out on Spotify and wherever you get your podcasts. All right. All right. So, let's see. What the hell's going on here? All right. All right. We don't got no more. So let's get to movie Man Cave Popcorn, man, involving James Gunn and the filming of Superman Legacy. Let's get into it right here. Yes, James Gunn. Of course, some people basically was mad at him for firing Henry Cavill, but in this story has to do with the filming of Superman Legacy. Now, I don't know who is the new actor to play him, but if I hear anything, I'll bring it here in the future. So anyway, let's get into it right here in this topic. Um, and this is from motionpictures.org. All right, James Gunn has revealed that his hotly anticipated Superman Legacy will begin filming in January 2024, which is next year. In a conversation with Wired, Gunn answered a slew of questions about the future of DC Studios, which he co-heads along with Peter Safran. And the sweeping changes they've made in an effort to create a completely unified DCU. Superman Legacy will be the first feature released from their new DC studios, which Gunn wrote and will direct. It'll boost a new actor in the role of Clark Kent and a new future for the character and the studio. Gunn recently announced that Superman Legacy had already begun pre production. So, the January 2024 start date for production. Oh boy, excuse me on that one. Did not mean to do that. I did not mean to do that right there. Um, yes. Yes, Gunn recently announced that Superman Legacy has already begun pre-production. So the January 2024 start date for the production means that, as Gunn promised, um, the new DCU will move at a pace conducive to putting the best possible movie together rather than rushing to make predetermined release dates. Although Superman Legacy currently does have a release date pegged for July 11th, 2025, which is 2 years from now, that should be enough time. The idea he and Sefrin are pursuing is to make sure every new film and series in their unified DCU puts the script first. And then when that's in order, the march toward production begins. It's interesting. It's an interesting time at DC Studios, not just because we're witnessing a major sea change in leadership and the way they are approaching building a new unified universe, but also because there are still three films pending release that were produced before Gunn and Safran came on aboard. All right, came on aboard. Yes, wait, the first and the one people are already extremely enthused about, including Gunn himself, is the Flash, which bows on June 23rd. After that, there's Blue Beetle, August 18th, and Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, December 20th. Once Jason Momoa's Arthur Curry has made his second big splash, DC fans will be waiting for Superman Legacy to begin the new era of DC Studios. It's been a long time since we've seen Clark Kent in his own movie. Superman Legacy will be the first new standalone Superman film since Zack Snyder's 2013 Man of Steel, which of course starred Henry Cavill, who went on to portray Superman in Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice League, and had a brief cameo in Black Adam. Although the gun, although Gunn is well known for his offbeat sensibility and love of the oddball superhero, his Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy and the Suicide Squad film as prime examples, Superman Legacy will find him playing it straight. Here's how his co-chief Peter Safran described Superman Legacy after he and Gunn unveiled the first part of their DC studio slate. It focuses on Superman balancing his Kryptonian heritage with his human upbringing. He is the embodiment of truth, justice, and the American way. He is kindness. His he is kindness in a world that thinks that kindness is old fashioned. James Gunn, a James Gunn film centered on kindness and a character who, despite being an alien, is also an earnest and soulful young man trying to do good in the world. Yeah, that'll be wild. Um, yeah, yeah. So, like I said, I'm going to actually find out about the actor that's going to be playing the role Superman and slash Clark Kent. If I see anything, I'll bring it to you. And of course, in other James Gunn news, and this is pertaining to Static. Um, DC Studios co-CEO James Gunn recently revealed on social media that he has plans for the character Static and other milestone comics characters in his DC universe. Gunn was asked on Twitter whether or not he had any plans for Static. Hold on a second. Yeah, any plans for Static or other milestone characters in the DCU, be be it animated projects or an Elseworlds movie or series. Gunn didn't reveal uh, much in his response, simply saying that he did. Hmm. Okay. Simply that he did. Let's take a look here. Um. Yeah. So Virgil Hawkins, better known as the hero Static, is probably the most well-known character to come from Milestone Comics, an imprint of DC that was founded by a coalition of African American artists and writers, including Dwayne. Let me get his name. Yeah, Dwayne McDuffie, um, Dennis Cohen, Michael Davis, and Derek T. Dinkle in an effort to bring more representation of minority stories in the world of comics. Since his debut, Static has gone on to become a fan favorite character due in part to his adaptation in the hit animated series Static Shock. Other other classic milestone characters include Icon, a superhero that has similar powers to Superman, Starlight, a character that has electromagnetic radiation flowing through her hardware, a genius inventor who develops a robotic exoskeleton for himself, and Rocket, a character who gains powers following the Big Bang, which was an event that took place in the Milestone Comics world. Never heard of this, but the DC Universe's first phase, called Chapter One Gods and Monsters, will feature a multitude of different movies and television shows. A few of the announced projects include Superman Legacy, a Batman and Robin focused movie called The Brave and the Bold, a Supergirl movie titled Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, a swamp themed film, and multiple TV shows. Okay, remains to be seen. Remains to be seen, actually. Um, yes, remains to be seen. Um, yes, speaking of remains to be seen, there's been some criticism recently involving the live action Little Mermaid movie. Um, and I don't know if you could blame them, but anyway, and this is from NPR. The holiday weekend's biggest hit was widely panned by critics, but what does the Little Mermaid's target audience of children have to say about the live action Disney adaptation? The Little Mermaid took in a great big haul at the box office this weekend. It was the fifth highest Memorial Day opening of all time, in spite of critics' generally crabby reviews. Well, NPR's Tilda Wilson went fishing for other opinions from the movie's target audience. Um, Tilda Wilson byline: there's a lot to love about Disney's live action remake of The Little Mermaid. Maybe it helps to be 5 years old. Kalia, whose mom did not give her last name, saw the movie in Washington, D.C. She listed everything she liked. Kalia, the fishes and the mermaid and the crab. um, let's see. Um, David Diggs. The seaweed is always greener in somebody else's lake. Wilson, critics said the movie was all wet. Khalid would like a word with them. I told them, why are you being mean to the things that I like? Diggs, okay. What more is you looking for under the sea? Other young critics found The Little Mermaid to be an effective piece of cinema. 7-year-old Maya, excuse me, um, Goo, Goo, um, Googly, Goo, hold on, Googly Elmo found it so fish to sophisticated. Oh shit. Oh man. Oh man. Okay, so there was a lot of jump scares. I liked it more than the first Little Mermaid because it looked more real. Um Aquafina, of course, obviously something about you seems different. I can't quite figure it out. She got legs. Some people are annoyed that Disney keeps recycling its old intellectual property with versions of the same movie. 8-year-old Sophia Kasarubius did not care. She had never seen the original Little Mermaid. Um, I like how Ariel and she found her match that she loved. Ariel had a boyfriend, and it's really cute. Um, Kassar Rubius says The Little Mermaid has it all: romance, comedy, tragedy, bring tissues. I think it's worth watching because you'll get your tears out because it's really sad. With an opening weekend that brought in more than $100 million and dedicated fans like these, Disney will be crying all the way to the bank. Mm, I don't know about all that though. She got everything. Um, Tilda Wilson, NPR News. um, Haley Bailey, Halle Bailey, excuse me, um, states, I've got I've got gadgets and gizmos aplenty. I've got who's its and what's its galore. you want you want thing my thingamabobs. I got 20, but who cares? But anyway, man, I doubt that the Little Mermaid is gonna be making I doubt that the Little Mermaid is gonna be making gonna be making billions of dollars in the box office because in a future episode I'm gonna cover the the animated Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, see how I did. And then there's going to be, and then the week after, and then next week I'll cover how the Transformers movie did. So there it is. I'm actually gonna do a little recap of the Fast 10 movie that came out weeks ago. So all right, so Fast 10, the the installment in Universal's high octane franchise powered to $320 million worldwide, including an uninspired $67.5 million in its domestic debut. It secured the second biggest global opening weekend of the year. Um, global opening of the yeah global opening weekend of the year, following another Universal title, the Super Mario Brothers movie, $377 million. Even though Fast 10 arrived on the high end of projections, the action adventure saga has been experiencing diminishing returns in North America in terms of opening weekend ticket sales. The 10th chapter landed behind the latest entry, 2021's F9 The Fast Saga, which kicked off to $70 million, and that was at a time when COVID era restrictions meant only 80% of theaters were open and attendance hadn't yet rebounded. Pre-slandemic fast installments were far bigger in their starts, including 2017's The Fate of the Furious, which made $98 million debut, 2015's Furious 7, um, um, $148 million debut, and of course, Fast and Furious 6, $97 million debut. Let's see. Let's see. Yes, but the mega budget franchise has maintained its luster at the worldwide box office thanks mostly to international audiences. With each new installment, overseas ticket sales have accounted for as much as 75% of its global tally. Fast Fast X needs to continue that trend because the film is the most expensive entry so far, costing a gargantum 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 $340 million. What a tremendous global debut for this incredible unique franchise, says Jim Orr, Universal's president of domestic distribution. Or audiences were revved up to see their beloved Fast family back in theaters with all the spectacular action and familial themes that resonate so well across the globe. At the international box office, Fast 10 revved to a mighty $251.39 million from 84 markets, including China, $78 million, Mexico, $16 million, France, $9.6 million, and Brazil, $9.6 million. Wow. I mean, wow, that's pretty lit though, man. For a franchise to be making billions of dollars, that's pretty dope though, man. You know what I mean? That's really fucking dope. Um, that's dope right there, man. Um, yeah, yeah. Yeah, man. So foreign box office is the series' strength, says David A. Gross, who runs the movie consulting firm Franchise Entertainment Research. These stories of good guys versus bad guys are understood everywhere around the world. This is excellent business for the genre with outstanding international appeal. Directed by Louis Leterrier, Fast 10 follows Vin Diesel's street racer Dom Toretto and crew as they confront a lethal opponent. In the process, they engage in many death and gravity defying stunts. Critics and audiences were mixed on the film, which landed a B plus cinema score and holds a 54% on Rotten Tomatoes. It helps though that there's not a ton of direct competition on the horizon except for Sony's Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, which I will cover. I will cover that in the future episode and to see how it did in the box office. Um, and it already came out already. I'm pretty sure some people um already got a chance to see this. Um, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, for those of you who may not know, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is the sequel to the first one that came out. So I'll cover that in a future episode. So there it is. Um, yes. Elsewhere, a series of holdovers, excuse me, filled out box office charts. In a distant second place, Disney's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 added $32.8 million, and in its third weekend of release, a decline of just 47%. That's an impressive hold for Marvel's superhero adventure in the wake of Fast 10, which appeals to a similar demographic of younger males. So far, Volume 3 has collected $267 million domestically and $659 million worldwide. It has ways to go to catch up to the franchise predecessors, Guardians of the Galaxy, $773 million, and 2017's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, $863 million. The Super Mario Brothers movie took the number 3 spot with $9.7 million, bringing its North American tally to $549 million. It's still the biggest movie of the year with um $1.248 billion. Sheesh, and crossed The Incredibles to 1.2 no, hold on, $1.243 billion to become the third highest grossing animated movie ever. Oof. Book Club, the next chapter, which hardly anybody cares about that shit, landed in fourth place with $3 million from 3,513 venues, a 55% decline from its debut. After 2 weeks of release, the Otto Generanian comedy has grossed $13.1 million, a soft result given its $20 million budget. And of course, The Evil Dead Rise, a supernatural thriller sequel from Warner Brothers and New Line rounded out the top five. Now, in its fifth weekend of release, the movie added $2.3 million from 2,173 theaters. To date, Evil Dead Rise earned $64 million in North America and $140 million worldwide. A solid turnout for a small budget horror film. Wow. That's pretty dope, and that's pretty interesting on that one. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Where is I? All right. Okay. Now we need to talk about the week. Hold on. We need to talk about the weekend. Yeah, let's talk about the weekend before we even get to. Yeah, let's talk about the weekend. And he has a TV series called The Idol. All right, let's get into it right here. in TV show checkout segment right here. Yeah, TV show checkouts. Um, yeah, TV show checkouts, man. Um, I'm gonna save the criticism of the first episode for a future episode. Actually, I'm not gonna have time to talk about it here. Um, so yeah. Oh man, this shit right here is just crazy though, man. But here's the segment right here. TV show checkouts right here, man. That's what we're going to get into right here, involving the weekend. Yes, let's get into it right here. All right. Okay, so obviously, for those of you that's been living under a rock, the weekend has a TV show called The Idol. So we- let's get into it right here. Um, let's get into it right here. Let's get into it. Okay, so this is from Variety. One of the most talked about titles at this year's Cannes Film Festival isn't a movie, but a TV show. The Idol, a scandalous, sexy, and sure to be polarizing series. Course, which is probably different from Euphoria. About the Price of Fame premiered the first two of its five episodes at the festival and instantly inspired a thousand hot takes about all that on screen nudity, bodily fluids, and Hollywood's um, psychophants. But before The Idol, the brainchild of Euphoria creator Sam Levinson and Abel the Weekend Tesfaye even made its way to the to Croisset. An explosive report by Rolling Stone detailed on set turmoil, including allegations of a toxic work environment, last minute script rewrites, and budgets gone wild. At a Cannes press conference on Tuesday, the day after the premiere, Levinson responded directly to the allegations and denied any behind the scenes drama. Huh. Um, what the hell? Anyway, yeah, behind the scenes drama. Let me see. Yes, when my wife read me the article, he recalled, I looked at her and I said, I think we're about to have the biggest show of the summer. He continued, we know we're making a show that is provocative. It's not lost on us. But as far as the allegations in the article, he said it felt completely foreign to me. My only slight grievance is they intentionally omitted anything that didn't fit their narrative. We've seen, hold on a second, hold on a second, hold on a minute, hold on a second, hold on a minute. Yes, we've seen a lot of that recently. Um, Tesfaye said earlier in the press conference that he and Levinson were aiming to create something special, something fun to make people laugh and piss some people off. The show star Lily Rose Depp also pushed back against the accusations of chaos and stood by Levinson, saying, it's always a little sad and disheartening to see mean, false things said about someone you care about. It wasn't reflective at all of my experience. The Idol puts the spotlight on Depp, who plays Jocelyn, a pop phenom coming off a psychotic break after the death of her mother. As she tries to get a new album and tour off the ground, she goes to a seedy Hollywood club to blow off steam. That's where she meets the Weeknd's Tedros, a modern day cult leader who reveals larger ambitions for Jocelyn's career. I wanted to make a mark. I wanted to make it. I wanted to make a dark, twisted fantasy about the music industry. Tesfaye said, to make everything I know about it and heighten it. Leverson's clearly no stranger to provocation, also defended the show's revolutionary use of nudity. A funny scene in the pilot even sends up the need for intimacy coordinators who were introduced to the entertainment industry in the wake of the hashtag #MeToo. End quote. We live in a very sexualized world, especially in the States. The influence of pornography is strong in the psyche of young people. We see this in pop music, Levinson said. When you have a character who has a strong sense of self and a strong sexual self, you end up underestimating her. Depp called Jocelyn a born and bred performer, so she believes that nudity is important to the genesis of the character. That extends to every aspect of her life, not just her professional life, she said. The way she dresses is trying to tell you something all the time. The occasional bareness of the character physically mirrors the bareness we got to see emotionally. Why does that remind me of Swarm? The recent topic that I did in episodes ago. There was one new scene in the Swarm episode with Macaulay Culkin's brother. I was like, okay, this is pretty similar to Swarm, man. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh man. Oh man. Okay. Hank Azaria, who plays Jocelyn's manager, joked that he became protective of Depp when she was scantily dressed on set. I was trying to throw blankets on her, he said. The Idol also references in the first episode the media's intense scrutiny of young female music icons like Britney Spears, and the trailer heavily features the Princess of Pop's 2007 hit "Gimme More." Um, Levinson Levinson denied, though, that Jocelyn is inspired by Spears, who he calls one of the greatest pop stars of all time. We're not trying to tell a story about any particular pop star, he said. We're looking more at how the world perceives pop stars and the pressure it puts on that individual. That believes that that believes the great tragedy about the price of fame is that everyday people imagine they know more about celebrities than they actually do. Something that was interesting about exploring the character is what is going on inside her head. Someone who is so watched but not seen. What does it look like when she unravels? That may that may be playing someone who is still figuring it all out. But Tesfaye portrays a man with a mission. He described his character as Dracula, who is luring Jocelyn into his orbit. He laughed when he was asked by a journalist if he'd ever met someone like Tedros in real life. I don't I don't fucking think so. Levison chimed in. If you had, I don't think you'd be there. Oh shit. Oh my gosh, man. Oh man. And speaking of craziness, man, there's some craziness going on with some of the fans who basically found a plot hole in the character's return after 33 years. So let's get into it right here. Um this is interesting right there, man. I hate to say this. This is crazy. Oh man. Um Okay, so let's get into the Simpsons. Right. Let's get into the Simpsons. All right, so this is from the New York Post. How often have you thought about um jocks? Jocks. The four-fingered Lothario tried to steal Marge's heart. The French seducer. Oh shit. The French seducer was was a memorable character in the season 1 episode Life on the Fast Lane. And he's just made his comeback 33 years he since he last had a line on the long running show. Um Jacques was one of the many one-off characters who have tried to detour either Homer or Marge away from their marriage vows, but the couple always found their way back to one another, spurning the advances of an interloper. Oh my gosh! Oh shit! Oh man! Yeah. So there's one person on Twitter, Ryan Clark says, I don't often catch um the newer hashtag the Simpsons episodes, but I watched this one because I heard Jacques was returning. It was pretty good, but seemingly ignores the old another Simpsons clip show episode, unless Homer is just stupid, forgetful, which is a far, a far more likely explanation. Oh shit! Oh man! In the 1990 episode, Jacques was a bowling instructor who became besotted with Marge, who had taken up the sport to spite Homer after his selfish choice to gift her a bowling ball with his name engraved on it on her birthday. Resentful at her lotish husband, Marge is tempted by the attentions of someone new, but ultimately chooses Homer. In Pingal, which aired over the weekend, Jacques returns to coach Marge for a bowling tournament. And actor Albert Brooks even comes back to voice the character. Oh boy. Another person who goes by Kevin Eaton, Let's Watch series. The most substantial part, if any, of another Simpsons clip show was Marge and Homer sharing their moments of almost affairs with each other. Homer already already learned about Jacques. I know there's a flexibility with canon, but come on, the Simpsons team still love the reprisal. But it's not his one-time unethical pursuit of a married woman that has fans myth. It's that there was a glaring plot hole in the middle of Jacques' turn. Oh my gosh. This is crazy. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, but this is I don't know, man. The way I see it, and every time I watch this episode, is it look like this Jacques character is actually it looks like a cry for help, man. You know what I'm saying? It looks like a cry for help and shit, though, man. But I don't know. But I don't know, man. Like it's crazy. This is the craziest thing I ever heard, man. I'm sorry. Oh boy. Yeah, that part too, man. Yeah, man. Man, this Jacquees character is so fucking desperate, man. This is the thing about certain characters on the Simpsons, right? There's always going to be a joke and a gag, which is what most people go for. But this Jacquees character, a damn seducer who's trying to actually ruin the marriage of Homer and Marge, which is not cool right there, man. This is so fucking crazy though, man, to be honest with you. Um oh man. Um, but it's not yeah, I already read that part right there. Fans on social media pointed out that in the new episode, Homer has no idea of Marge and Jacquees' past, which directly clashes with a scene from the sixth season episode, another Simpsons clip show. In that scene, Homer and Marge are sharing with each other the details of many almost cheating encounters, and it references the incident with Jacquees. So Homer definitely knows. Yeah, yeah, he knows all right. Of course, if you really dived into the con- continuity of the Simpsons, you have you have to ask yourself a bunch of other unanswerable questions, such as why none of the characters have aged in 34 years, or how can you fit that many Halloweens into one school year? That's funny. That's funny. Oh my gosh. You know, I never thought about that. I never thought about that. Yeah. But it's a fictional listen, folks, it's a fictional character, man. It's a fictional character. It's not a real character, man. For all you Simpsons fans out there, it's a fictional character, man. Like, relax. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just relax, man. You know what I'm saying? Just relax. Okay. Now we're gonna go to some fun activities to do for the week. I didn't get a chance to do this because I've been like delaying the shit. So all right, so let me see, let me see, let me see, let me see. Let me see this shit though, man. Okay. DJ Envy's Drive Your Dreams car show takes place on June 18th, which is Father's Day weekend. All right, which is Father's Day weekend, which takes place in Houston, Texas. Of course, come celebrate Father's Day with us as we bring the biggest car show to Houston. You don't want to miss this one as we have new exotic cars, celebrity cars, old school cars, and a whole fleet of new releases. Don't forget, we have also we also have carnival rides, jumpies, face painting, gaming trucks, and so much more. You don't want to miss this. Get your tickets now. 5 kids and under are free. To enter the car, to enter your car, you can contact DJ Envy Car Show at gmail.com. Send a photo of the vehicle you want to enter to get approval before purchasing a ticket. So yeah, there you have it right there, man. So yeah, so you don't so go to um hold on a sec. Yeah, you can yeah, actually okay, so hold on a second. So this is gonna take place in Houston at NRG Park, 1 NRG Park, Houston, Texas, 77054. So there you have it right there, man. And of course, you can get your tickets. Let me see what the website is. So you can go to events.eventnor.com slash DJ Envy Drive Your Dreams Car Show, Houston, Texas. And of course, the general admission is $39. The entry is at 12 p.m. VIP is $120. Car entry is $99. And vendor is 1 grand. Wow. That sounds pretty fun though, man. If you really think about it though. I say it's better than wasting thousands of dollars on a Beyonce concert. And I only say that because of how expensive the shit is. Yes, so another fun activity to do for the week is also I forget to oh man. Anyway, there's um some other stuff that I have to oh wait. So let's see. There's some stuff to do for the weekend. No, not for the weekend, but for the week. I'm sorry. Yes, so here it is. So stuff to do for the week. Let me see. Right here. What the hell, man? Yeah, of course. Let's see. So indulge at NYC's night markets. Of course, 5 open air night markets will pop up around town this summer, from the Bronx to Brooklyn and Manhattan to Queens. There's even a vegan night market joining the roster. Grab some cash and head out to eat locally and deliciously. Yes, that sounds pretty cool, man. Let's check this out, man. This is just for let's check this out though. Damn. Wait a minute here. Wait a minute here. Hold on. Yeah, wait a minute here. Wait a minute. Yes, so of course, vegan night market, of course, Romaine Com, a vegan night market, is coming to Manhattan. Obviously, the vegan night market up in Central Park this summer will be the city's first night market celebrating plant powered eats. You'll get the chance to taste vegan foods from a variety of local vendors while listening to live music in a crowd of like minded folks. Whether you are a seasoned vegan or curious about trying some plant based meals, all are welcome. Of course, you can find the vegan the vegan night market at Wallman Rink in Central Park from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. every Tuesday from June 6th to October 10th. It's free to enter. The market is hosted by MHG Events, which also runs the Uptown, Brooklyn, and Bronx night markets. Okay. So there you have it right there. And yes, other dates includes July 13th, August 10th, September 14th, and October 12th. Yes, so Uptown Night Market, of course, the massive foodie fest at Uptown Night Market is back in Harlem, running monthly into the fall. Expect more than 60 food, beverage, and merch vendors focusing on a majority of local minority owned businesses. The free to attend outdoor event series runs on the second Thursday of the month through October. That's June 8th, July 13th, August 10th, September 14th, and October 12th. Find the all ages event at 133rd and 12th Avenue in West Harlem. Food options available to purchase include Pero's locals gourmet Mexican style hot dogs, tacos el gyros, traditional taco flavors, patak by Rach's sweet, salty, and sour Filipino essence. Treat yourself jerks, spicy offerings, nadas, take on Colombian empanadas, which I had for the first time. Pretty good. La Braze's popular shish kebabs and La Victoria's fun pineapple dishes. Interesting. And then there's Brooklyn Night Market. In its first year, the Brooklyn Night Market quickly grew um, a devout following, attracting thousands to Industry City for an open air food and drink festival. The market is back for 2023 on the last Monday of each month from May to October and is bigger than ever. Dine around with an extensive selection of cuisines from around the world, as well as live music and other activities. The event strives to celebrate the diverse food and vibrant culture in New York City. This the in the market's second season, expect more than 50 vendors producing dishes and libations from all corners of the world. Vendors include Peros Locals, Tacos El Giro, Down East Lobster, uh, Stacy Sassy's Fish Cakes, Nada's Colombian Rainbow Empanadas, Hangry Dog, Brooklyn Dim Sum, Brooklyn Dim Sum Company, Twisted Potato Incorporated, Patak by Rach LLC, Rosie's Empanadas, Pinche Vegana, and lots more. And the market runs from 4 to 10 p.m., which started already May 29th. June 20th, if you missed the May 29th event, don't worry, there's other dates. There's June 26th, July 31st, and of course, August 28th, along with September 25th and October 30th, which is the week, probably the week of Halloween, but you know. And of course, the Bronx Night Market. This open air food centric market features Bronx based vendors serving up tacos, lobsters, empanadas, burgers, soul food, chocolates, and lots more. In addition to all of the delicious provisions, the market offers nifty wares from local artisans and live music performances from Bronx musicians. The fun happens at Fordham Plaza on the last Saturday of each month from May through October from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. Here are the dates in case you missed the date in May, which already started May 27th. You have June 24th, July 29th, August 26th, September 30th, and October 28th. So there you have it right there, man. There you have it right there. Um, Brooklyn. So there you have it right there. Oh, oh, wait a minute. So the Queens Night Market, it's hard to get good food on the cheap, but for 7 years, Queens Night Market has prided itself on offering the city's best eats for just $5 to $6. Oh boy. So let's see. Um, yeah, so the Foodie Festival runs on Saturday nights through the summer at the New York Hall of Science in Flushing Meadows Corona Park, which is in Queens. There will also be other items sell besides food, including vintage apparel, hand hand poured candles, travel photography, crochet toys, stationery, small batch soap, henna, vintage brooches, international handcrafts, NYC themed apparel, gourmet dog treats, handmade jewelry, ceramics, and local art. In its existence, the market has attracted over 2 million visitors, helped launch 350 new businesses in New York, and represented more than 90 countries through its vendors and their food. In 2022, the event averaged over 15,000 attendees each Saturday night. So there you have it right there, folks. Some fun stuff to do for the week. Let me see if there's any more that I can actually add in. Let me see if I can find some stuff to add in actually. Um yeah, yes, so if you are in the New York area and you are looking for some fun stuff to do, that's why I actually provide this. So check out cool photos at this photography festival. So Photoville, a Brooklyn-based nonprofit sharing artistic photography free of charge, will be returning for its 12th year in the city. Photoville NYC 2023 will start on Saturday, June 3rd, already started already, and run through Sunday, June 18th, with over 80 exhibits across the five boroughs. Originally in Brooklyn Bridge Park, the festival expanded in 2020, allowing New Yorkers in various neighborhoods enjoy public art during a time of isolation. This year's Photoville will have an HQ in Brooklyn Bridge Park with free open air exhibitions and shipping container galleries in Photoville Village at the recently opened Emily Warren Roebling Plaza. And of course, for a full list of locations and represented photographers, you can visit photo. You can visit the website photoville.nyc. And for those of you who may not know, I pick up cool, fun activities to do from the Timeout website, and of course, for for states like Chicago, Illinois, there's Los Angeles, California, there's New York, you just name it. All right, so all right, so where is this? Where is this? Where is this? Where is it? Yes. Yes, I'm gonna leave the rest. I'm gonna leave the rest though. Hold on a second. Yeah, I'm gonna leave the rest though. Anyway, Anyway, man. Um, yeah, let's leave the rest right here. All right. All right. All right, we're gonna go into our last segment. I'm gonna leave the rest of the fun places for episode 260, no, episode 272 coming up. So I'll leave that there. And yeah, so this is Stream Choices on the Go, man. Let's get into it. Let's do this, man. For real, man. For real. Let's do this. All right. Of course, if you love what you heard in today's episode, and as far as fun activities to do for the week, um, I will be bringing back the particular one segment that I haven't used in a long time. I just had to do a little update on one of the segments, which is remains to be seen. And originally, it was supposed to be for um updates on particular stories, because because I wanted to actually provide fun activities to do for the week or the weekend. um I wanted to dedicate remains to be seen as a way to provide you with a relief of some fun activities to do for the week and the weekends and everything else in between and all that great stuff right there. And in the future, I will be providing some fun activities relating to Hip Hop 50, which is the 50th birthday of the music genre, popular music genre of hip hop. So you know what I'm saying. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, and yes, you love what you heard in today's episode and fun activities to do for the week and weekends. Of course, you can follow the show. Make sure you follow Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York podcast. Of course, obviously, yes, it's the username still the same. I'm going to keep it that way. So, yes, so it's still the same show. So I just added a word to it. So it's still the same show. So don't get alarmed about the confusion. All right. Um. So yes. So yes, Off the Meat Rat Chains New York podcast on Facebook and Instagram, alongside with my sports podcast platform, which is Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast, which is what TLKS stands for, and Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast. I will try my best to actually record one of the episodes either probably not today, but probably tomorrow when I get when I get a chance. Tomorrow when I get a chance, we'll see what happens. So anyway, we'll see what happens. Um And you can also follow your homie right here on the gram as well, which is G Money Stacks 555 in Queens, New York. All right. So, um, and and of course, turn on your notifications so you can know when each episode is going to be dropping. I will be dropping episode 269 on Friday. Um, and the rest would be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of next week. So so I do apologize for the long delay, but just know that I had to work on myself. You feel what I'm saying? I mean, I had to work on myself anyway, so it is what it is. So yes, turn on your notifications, and of course go to the link in bio, where it says Linktree slash um G Money Stacks 555. You're gonna see a whole list of audio streaming platforms, including visual videos and all that other great stuff right there. So don't you worry. And we're gonna start with Audacity. Yes, Audacity, Audible, Audioburst, Amazon Music, Breaker, Bullhorn FM, Castbox FM, Deezer, Listen Notes, Moon FM Podcast, Player FM, Pocket Cast, Podbay, Podfriend, Podhound, Podopolo, Podorama, Podcast Index, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Podcast Guru, Podvine, Spotify, Spotify for Podcasters, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Radio Public, iHeartRadio, the number one app for music, radio, and podcasts. You don't need a credit card to download iHeartRadio or any of the apps that I just mentioned. All right. So be sure to subscribe to all the stream platforms that I just mentioned, including iHeartRadio, and also follow this podcast right here, the New York Avenue Podcast, my New York Avenue Podcast, and alongside with Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks Podcast, the Sports Edition Show, and along with Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast Review Show. And finally, last but not least, make sure you go ahead and grab that subscribe button on the YouTube channel pages, which includes Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast, Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks Podcast, the Sports YouTube channel page, and along with G Money Stacks 555, where you see all the where you see all the New York episodes already there, and everything else in between. Yeah, everything in between. Of course, grab the subscribe button, click on the naughty bell along with the notifications, alerts, so you can be reminded of when the show goes in the air via live stream. Of course, stay tuned for more video content, upcoming episodes, previous episodes. Listen, stream, watch these episodes in case you miss any of them. And of course, what else? Yes. Be sure to share the episodes and share the videos and download the episodes as well. All right. And of course, tell a friend to another friend and spread the word. Word of mouth is important. Be sure to actually yes. So if you miss any previous episodes whatsoever, don't worry. So be sure to stay tuned for more of your content, upcoming episodes, previous episodes, and of course everything else in between. And of course, be sure to share the link that says Linktree/G Money Stacks 555, along with the list of audio streaming platforms, including YouTube, that's already on there, with the podcast included, with your husbands, your wives, your boyfriends, girlfriends, your friends, the people you are cool with from work and everywhere else, where you meet people, where there's barbecues, birthday parties, block parties, and everywhere else. All right. So yes, so I'm your man G Money Stacks, aka the Gregonator. Thank you very much for tuning in and rocking with me on episode 269. I appreciate every single one of you for taking the time to actually you know, check out the episodes. You could have listened to any podcast show in the whole world, but you chose to listen to this New York Avenue podcast. All right. And yeah, so as I said before, the episode title is You Can't Be Serious, Waffles with Ice Cream, which is dedicated to Baskin Robbins ice cream. You know what I'm saying? Let me see who just got in here. This is um Wasi Reed, Nut Boy. And of course, yeah, I appreciate the follow. And yes, so that's gonna be it. Remember, the grind doesn't stop. Hard work pays off. If you want something, you have to work hard and earn it. And of course, find your voice, be yourself, stay liquid, be true to who you are as an individual. And also, I want you to remember you don't necessarily need people to validate you, man. You have to validate yourself. For real though, you have to validate yourself. And I actually was talking to somebody about this too, man. Not you don't listen, you don't necessarily need to be asking for permission for validation, man. You really don't. You really don't. Because I had to keep this in mind. I had to keep this in mind um for what Ivy Rivera was talking about on Power 105.1. You don't need people to validate you, but you know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much what I took from that quote, man. You know what I'm saying? So yes. So you know, you know what? Fuck the haters, okay? You know, find something, look for something that clicks to you, that makes you happy, that gets you into your zone alongside with tunnel vision. All right. And of course, I hope y'all had a nice weekend. I hope y'all were okay from the smoke that was in the air coming from Quebec, Canada. And of course, I hope y'all enjoyed the fun activity tips that I gave you. I will be bringing back this segment, remains to be seen, so stay tuned for that. That segment is going to be dedicated to the fun activities to do for the weekend and of course the week as well. So, with that being said, be careful. Be careful out there. Be you. You don't need to be anybody else but you. So, you know what I'm saying? So, peace and one love. I hope y'all enjoy yourselves. And of course, summer's around the corner. I hope y'all have your air conditioners ready, um, plugged in, or whether you have central air, whatever it may be, man, as long as it's helping you cool off, as well as trying to, be comfortable, not worrying about the humidity and all that other great stuff right there. So please be safe out there, man. You know what I'm saying? Take it easy, be easy, stay liquid, and everything else in between. I'm out of here. Peace and one love. Enjoy the rest of your week. And nighty night, folks.